Hey guys, and welcome to LoudsCast Weekly for the 21st of April 2011. Today we are going to be on the PTR, and I'm going to be bringing you guys a look at the Rehashed Zul'Gurub. This basically used to be a raid, but it's now been converted to a 5-man heroic, which will be available in patch 4.1. So let's have a quick look at the quests here. We've got Booty Bay's Interest. Let's have a quick look at that one there. Booty Bay's Interest. Quest objectives: recover an artifact that might keep the Zul'Gurub trolls out of Booty Bay. So that's one of the first quests there. There's another one on this side, it seems. So let's have a quick look over here. Another goblin. The Ancient Troll Artifact. Investigate the Cache of Madness and find the mysterious... I'm not even going to attempt to say that. So there we go, that's another one. At least they're not all kill boss X, Y, and Z, which is nice to see. There's a little bit of work and a little bit of force and a little bit of sort of lore gone into them. And the other quest here, kill a big giant angry wasp thing. Maybe I spoke too soon. Hive Queen. So that's going to be a kill quest. And we got a daily here as well, guys. And this is one of the new archaeology dailies, saying that this post-pile of voodoo witchery and a strong mojo, and you require a troll tablet to start that off, I'm guessing, which you may find in this heroic. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go through each of the individual sort of boss encounters here in Zul'Gurub, give you guys a bit of a sort of first look at them, and I'm going to give you a guide with all the tactics and sort of strategies, so that when this goes live on 4.1, you'll have an idea of what to do. And the bosses are quite difficult. They have been upgraded quite a lot in the latest updates, patch 4.1, which is nice to see. So here we see the first boss in Zul'Gurub, and I've got to admit, guys, this is probably the hardest boss I've ever encountered in a heroic. So this is High Priest Vinoxus, and as you can see, he's putting all this poison on the ground, and that eventually forms into a maze, and you really want to avoid that, because it hits you for about 50k. The other thing he does is it will put poison pools on the ground beneath your feet, so you need to move out of those. And the third thing he does in this phase is he will create a link between two party members. Now you need to run away from each other, otherwise you will suffer a hell of a lot of damage. We actually worked out that if you stand 30 yards apart, you will not be hit by that, which is pretty awesome. You also want to interrupt two spells that he does, because they will cause a hell of a lot of damage. So that's phase 1. He's now into phase 2. As you can see, there's sort of a green poison maze, and it will use an ability called Blood Venom. And that will basically create little poison links on the ground, which kind of follow you, and you have to navigate the maze so that you don't get hit by those. So here we go. That's that done, and he's now into phase 3, where he will take double damage. So this is where you want to blow your time warp, bloodlust, that sort of thing, and nuke him down. So here we go, he's about to go down there, and he is done. So we got some loot here, 353 Epic, which is a ring with stamina and intellect. That's quite nice. So we're on to the second boss encounter here now. And basically you activate a pot, you get this little cutscene which summons this boss here for you, which is Huzzah. Cool name, I think. He starts casting wrath like that at party members. You want to try to interrupt as many of those as possible, otherwise your tank's going to start to suffer quite a bit of damage. So we blew time warp early here to nuke him down. This was the first time we did this, and then he does this, which is quite interesting. Basically, he'll put some random party members to sleep, and these ads will spawn and start to move towards them. The people that aren't put to sleep need to kill those ads, because if one of those ads gets to you when you're asleep, you will die. It's instant death. And that's pretty much the fight. It's a nice little fun encounter. I really did enjoy this sort of mechanic here. So there we go, there's another few ads spawned, and again you really do want to sort of nuke those down before they get to the person, otherwise they will be dead. And that ability is called Nightmares, as someone just pointed out there. And the boss is about to go down now. Nice 54k crit there from me. gotta admit, I am enjoying playing an arcane mage. It's a lot of fun. And there we go, that's pretty much the fight. Yeah. So there we go, he's down, and a bit more loot here. We've got some mail and a gun, which is a strength and stamina gun, which is a tanking weapon for warriors, which is quite nice to see. So we are on the third boss, which is Kilnara. Now this has a really interesting mechanic. There's basically a bunch of tigers around the outside of the room. Your tank needs to pull those. They're basically asleep, and you can wake them up by using an AoE. And you need to nuke all the sort of tigers down. Basically, once you nuke all the tigers down, the boss gets a damage buff, which allows you to do double damage to it. So here we go with a bit more arcane explosion nonsense, as you guys know I like to call it. And I'm trying to get as many of these tigers down as possible. Use as much AoE as I can. The boss will also do a blast wave in front of her while you're nuking all these tigers down, so watch out for that, because you do suffer a hell of a lot of damage and you have a knockback as well. Really hard fight to tank this, it looks like, because you've got to hold aggro on all those ads while also avoiding that blast wave. Notice that I got hit by it there. And yep, so you've got to dispel as well on the boss, so you've got to counter spell. I'm nearly dead there. Nearly dead. Decided to ice block so let the healer get some healing on me and I wouldn't take damage. But it's a really tough fight, this one, guys. I've got to say, the tigers, they don't go down easy, and you'll also occasionally see a little arrow above your head, which means that you're being targeted by the tiger. So you want to use your sort of life-saving ability, so to speak, when that happens, such as things like Feign Death and Paladin Bubble, that sort of thing. Because that means that aggro will reset back to the tank. Now this is where I died. We nuked down all the tigers, and we weren't sort of aware of this, but basically when that happens, the entire room starts to shake, and basically the ceiling falls down. And if you're stood in that half of the room, i.e. the half of the room I am in now, when the phase changes, you will die, as I have done there. So we look, yep. So I am dead, and I'm saying to the guys, "Come on, nuke it," because the boss is now taking double damage. Notice that it has changed form. So we got a warrior on that there, and a, what was the other DPS? Oh no, sorry, we are now down to 1 DPS, which is our warrior, and there we go. That boss has been downed. Nice bit of 353 loot there, which is some leather legs. Now this boss is really cool. He has a really interesting sort of mechanic to play with. There are 3 cauldrons. There's a sort of red one, a green one, and a blue one. And as you see there, he's summoned some zombies. So you want to pick up the red cauldron, which allows you to this fire AoE upon the ground on those zombies. And it basically means that the ads quickly nuked down. Note that you will also have a damage tick there as well. So it's probably best if just the tank and the melee pick that up. Now he's summoned a berserk, which means you need to pick up the blue cauldron. Now this is a very tough sort of ad, and when you have the blue cauldron buff, it freezes it in place, which means that you can do double damage to it, which is quite nice. Notice the boss is also doing a sort of wall of purple flame effect. That is an instant one-shot kill. And here we see the effects of the third cauldron. He covers the room in this green poison gas. So you want that green cauldron to give you a buff against the poison. And that's pretty much the fight, guys. A really fun, cool encounter there. And there we go, a bit of male shoulders as well, which are 353. And this is the final boss. Yes, indeed. This is Jindo the Godbreaker, who has imprisoned Hakar. So what we do in this fight is, at the start, he puts these green bubbles on the ground. When he casts his ability, which gives him a buff, you want to be stood in these green bubbles, otherwise it's instant death. You then need to tank him outside the green bubble, and you want to sort of DPS him outside the green bubble, because that means that he will take more damage. If he's in the green bubble as well, he gets the same buff as you, and you do less damage. So here we go into phase 2. Now this is a really cool encounter, really good fun. We see that her cars are all chained up, and basically all these little ads will spawn, which you have to sort of kill. And there is a larger ad there. Now this ad will pick a target. You will have a sort of arrow over your head, and it'll do an ability called Body Slam. Now you can't target those chains at the minute, they are immune, so watch this here. I stand in... Oh no, I missed it there. Unfortunately. You basically need to stand on the chain when you're targeted. Let the body slam go off on that big adder and it will remove that sort of force field around it, and then you can DPS the chain down, and you need to DPS all 3 chains down in order to release her car. So here we go, stood there, body slam, and the force field is off the chain. I skull that as target now, and we go and nuke the chain down. Quite a lot going on. You see those sort of AoEs on the ground, the blue sort of smoke puffing out? Basically, he will throw a huge massive rock, and if you get hit by that, you are dead. So avoid the AoE. As always, don't stand in the fire. So there we go, there's another ad there. We're trying to do this. It gets quite hectic, this fight, I've got to say, guys. It's quite difficult. So here we go, trying to get the second force field off. See, I'm telling people there, they need to be right on the chain, needs to be on the dead centre of it, in order for it to sort of go off, and just showing people there, because I've worked that out from the first one. And we need to wait for another one of those big ads to spawn now. So remember, guys, so when you're doing this, if you don't get those force fields down on those chains, your healer's going to start to struggle, he's going to start to run out of mana, that sort of thing. So here we go on the second chain, and that has the force field now removed, and so we skull that as the target, and say DPS down that chain. While releasing her car, I don't actually know. But anyway, here we go, I think it's 2, so that he can pretty much kill Jindo. The smaller ads aren't really much of an issue, they don't really need to be tanked, you can just sort of DPS them down as you see them. So we're on the third chain here, oh, and it was just missed by the hunter there. Oh no, we got it, that's awesome. So we blow time warp on the third one, and I'm like, go on guys, nuke it down, we've done this, and there we go, that is Zul'Gurub heroic, guys. Thank you very much for watching, as ever you've been a fantastic audience. Don't forget to comment, thumb up this video if you liked it, and to subscribe for more World of Warcraft guides and videos. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!